Level of 1 to 10. What's your excitement level for Backlash right now?
4. Not very high. Am I watching it? Yeah, but this kind of ends up happening a little bit with Backlash. I mean, unless again you're putting Bad Bunny in a street fight, in a San Juan street fight down in Puerto Rico,
Yes.
where you have something like that. There's nothing here that's really grabbing. I think they're hoping that Orton and Cena. It's probably the thing I'm most interested in because it's okay. Is this kind of slow, really methodical style of ruining pro wrestling going to continue to be what John Cena does? Does he pick up the pace against Randy Orton? What does a match like that look like as we continue moving forward with this new John Cena character? That's something I'm interested in. I mean, Gunther versus McAfee. I mean, look, McAfee can go. Like the times that he's been given opportunities, he can go in the ring. I'm curious as to why they decided to do this because it kind of came out of nowhere. I feel most other times we've seen an announcer get involved with a feud, it goes to that slow burn. While this was just something quick that clearly Gunther's going to win and move on if they just wanted a way to keep him on television. I'm not sure. Or if this is able to write off Pat because he's got something else he has to go do and can't be at the announcer booth here for a couple of months. I'm not sure. But the rest of the card to me after Cena versus Orton's kind of meh.
Yeah, it's a 4 or 5 for me. I think my problem with Gunther is my first time that I had a problem with Gunther is that he didn't choke Michael Cole long enough. Would have liked for him to have the Guzzo a little bit longer, maybe another 20 minutes. That would have been good for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because if you're going to be a smart-ass announcer, you're going to get yours. you're going to get in the face of Gunther like that, you're going to get choked. And rightfully so.
And that's the thing. Maybe it's because it's post-Mania. Maybe because it's such a quick turnaround. But like we've talked in the past, some of these PLEs are glorified house shows. That's what this one feels like. So like I'm sort of in that 3-4 range where you're not looking at any of these matches like, oh, I wonder who's going to win that. Like Cena's going to retain. I'm going to go on a limb and say Jey Uso will retain over Logan Paul. Gunther should beat McAfee. I guess the women's IC go either way, but it probably ends up with Becky winning there. So there's just a disconnect right now. Like Gunther, that's been such a top-level star, McAfee feels like such a waste.
Yeah, and again, because it wouldn't be a waste if you found a way to do something longer term.
Sure.
Like if this thing had been building, like there was clearly a way you could do it if you built it up and maybe they had to, just get the thing going quickly because of other commitments that maybe McAfee has because he has so much on his plate. I don't know. I guess I am also intrigued by Becky and Lyra, mostly if Becky wins.
Sure.
Because then I assume, okay, Lyra gets to chase, which is something we haven't really seen her do. She won the tournament, won the IC championship, has kind of just been sitting there with the belt. Can you make that character more interesting and give us a reason to root for her over somebody who is just clearly immensely popular with your fan base and Becky Lynch? I think that's a challenge and that's going to be interesting and worth watching. But again, that's not necessarily for the pay-per-view.
Right.
That's something I'm looking forward to after the pay-per-view.
I also think you're giving them the benefit of the doubt. Like Lyra was good on Monday. We haven't seen that side of her promo-wise.
Yeah.
I feel like she drops this title next week, and then she's not a part of this picture anymore. And we move on to Becky and Bayley.
I'll say this about Lyra. That's a step up in class for her.
Yeah.
And by the way, it wasn't the usual WWE promo. They were talking over one another.
Yeah.
So it sounded like a little bit more of a fight that we could see between the two, which is cool.